All right, 5-3, elimination. I've been waiting for this because I like elimination better. It's my favorite method. Okay. Graphing looks pretty. Substitution works. It's not used all the time, but when it's used, it's nice. Okay, makes things work really well. So elimination, basically, you do exactly what it sounds. Okay, you're going to eliminate a variable. Now, Andrew, you're probably wondering, how do we eliminate a variable, right? Okay, well, we're going to eliminate variables through pretty much addition or subtraction, all right? So I want you to look at question number 1, okay? Do you see how in question number 1, the x's are pretty much the same? They both have 3's. I'll get to the plus and minus, but do you see how the x's, they're like the same quote unquote number? You see that? That's what we're looking for here. We're looking to get rid of a variable, but in order for that, we need the numbers to be the same. And then I could add or subtract. So here's a little thing you guys need to write down. Okay? And you can write it down up here. Same, subtract. And this will make more sense. Opposites, add. Now, why am I telling you same, subtract, opposite, add? Because what we're going to do is we're going to treat this like an old school addition or subtraction problem. Do you guys remember back in the day when you were probably in elementary school, Nate, and you did like 84 minus 12, and you did like 4 minus 2, and you got 2, and you did like 8 minus 1, and you got 7, and you're like, oh, my answer's 72. Or if I was like, oh, hey, Neve, we're going to do 132 plus, 78, and you would do, all right, 2 plus 8 is 10, carry my 1, you're like 1, 3, that's 4, plus 7 is 11, carry my 1, 1 and 1, is, then we got 210. Do you remember that stuff? That's what we're going to do here. But the object of it is not to get like numbers, but it's to get rid of a variable. So Andrew told us these x's are, pretty similar, if you will. Would you agree, Andrew? Pretty similar, right? Now, if you had to guess, Andrew, are we going to do same, subtract, or opposite add? Look at the numbers. Yeah. So what we're going to do here is, because we have 3x and negative 3x, we're going to add the two equations. So what I like to do is I like to box in the variables I'm trying to get rid of. That's why I put a box around the x's, okay? Because those are the ones I'm trying to get rid of here. Now, Andrew told me I'm going to add. Now, this is crucial. At this step right now, today, once I add or subtract, a variable should go away, okay? 3x plus negative 3x, they cancel. So I like to cross them out. I don't like to write 0x. Annoys me a little bit. All right, they cancel. They were eliminated. 2y plus 4y is 6y. Jack, you getting this? Then we have 7 plus 5 is 12. So I have 6y equals 12. Then I divide by 6. And I get y equals 2. Does everybody see how quick that was? I like this better than eliminate or than substitution, because I get to like an answer pretty quick, right, Mr. Ferry? Now, what I need to do from here, this is where it's a little bit more difficult than substitution. Once you had like your number in substitution, you just plugged it back into the one equation and you got like your x or your y real quick. But here, what I need to do is I need to get x. Now, Sophie.
Yeah.
Do you like the top equation or the bottom equation?
Top.
Top. And there was no wrong answer. So we're going to take the top equation, which is 3x plus 2y equals 7. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to draw my arrow, just like I did in the last one, to the y. And I'm just going to plug in 2 for y. So I have 3x plus 2 times 2 equals 7. Well, 3x plus 4 equals 7. And then I go ahead and solve that like a two-step equation. I'm going to add or subtract, and then I'm going to either multiply or divide to get my x by itself. So here I'm going to subtract 4. That gives me 3x equals 3, and x equals 1. My answer is 1, 2. Pretty straightforward, right? Kanye, how do you feel about this? Better in substitution? Are you just saying that because I called on you? Okay. Any questions from the peanut gallery at home? Drew, any questions? Hope, any questions? No. All right. Let's look at the next one. Let's look at number 2. Nate, which variable do I want to get rid of? X or Y? This is the toughest part. X. So let's get rid of the x's. So I'm going to get rid of the x's because they kind of look similar, right? 3 and 2 are not the same number, okay? They're not opposite. So we're going to get rid of x's here. Now, Nate, am I going to do addition or am I going to subtract? Yeah, I'm going to add because opposites add. Now, x plus negative x, they are eliminated. They cancel. 3y plus 2y is 5y. 17 plus 8 is 25. So I have 5y equals 25. And I think we can see real quick y equals 5. Oh, look at that. Yeah, look at that oval. Take a second, appreciate the oval. Not the answer, the oval. There is seamless. Seamless. Like, you have to appreciate that.
I can't tell where it starts or ends.
It's a circle, no corner. All right. Oh, which equation do you like, top or bottom? All right, moving on to Jordan. Jordan, top or bottom? All right, Kanye chose top. So Kanye, I'm gonna write x plus 3y equals 17. I am going to replace y with 5. So I have x plus 3 times 5 equals 17. X plus 15 equals 17. X equals 2. Pretty good too. Pretty good. So I get the answer of 2, 5. Now, the one thing Kanye didn't realize is he actually chose, in my eyes, or in my opinion, the correct equation to plug it back in. There is no wrong answer. There's just like an easier one. Now, why is the top equation better than the bottom equation to plug it back into? Well, one, I think Kanye realized we're after x, right? I have y, I need x. So if we look at the x's, I typically go with the equation that has smaller and more positive numbers. And if we look at that x, look, the x is positive in the top equation, but in the bottom equation, it's negative. Meaning at some point, I'm going to have to divide by a -1. And there is an opportunity for me to make a mistake. So Kanye, I commend you for choosing the top equation. I think that was a smart move. All right. Unlike drafting Michael Thomas in fantasy football this year. Not as a smart move. He was the reason why a lot of people lost. Isn't that right, Nate? All right. Saquon Barkley. Feel bad, but you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Harshawn,
Yeah.
which variable am I going to get rid of? X or Y? Remember, we want the variables that like look the same.
Is it X?
No,
Y?
Y. We're trying to get rid of the Y's because they're the same. They're the easiest ones to get rid of. So let's put a box around the Y's. And I like to include the signs as well. Okay. Now I have 2Y and 2Y. Ready for this one, Dean? This is pots. You like that? Wasn't even looking at her. Called on. So how I did. This is pots. Are we going to do opposites
No,
or are we going to do same subtract?
same.
Same subtract. Notice 2y and 2y, they're exactly the same. So I want to subtract 7 minus 8, -1. The y's cancel. 24 minus 30, -6. Divide by -1. X equals 6. Mr. Ferry, top equation or bottom equation? Top equation is fine. Living the dream. 7x plus 2y equals 24. And we are going to replace x with a 6. So 7 times 6 plus 2y equals 24. 7 times 6 is 42, plus 2y equals 24. Subtract 42. 2y equals, anybody happen to know what 24 minus 42 is? Did you eat your Wheaties this morning? Did you eat your Wheaties this morning? What did you have for breakfast? Pop-Tart, what kind? Ooh, not as bad as cinnamon sugar. Not a big fan of that. Favorite kind for me, cherry or strawberry with frosting. If you get it without frosting, disgusting. They shouldn't have made them. All right, there is no healthy option. All right, another appropriate answer, toaster strudels. All right, so this is -18, divide by 2, y equals -9. My answer, 6, -9. Oof. Any questions? How do you guys feel about this? Pretty straightforward, right? Do you guys like this method? I like this method. All right. Now, when we are having the test, which I'm kind of thinking is going to be next week, okay, there's going to be sections where you have to know how to graph. There'll be a section where you have to know how to substitute. And then there'll be a section on elimination. There's a second part to elimination. We'll go over that probably tomorrow and Wednesday, and then kind of go from there. All right. But I'm thinking quiz early next week. All right. Just to give you guys a heads up. Now, below this, there are a couple questions. I want you guys to. We have 4, 5, 6. I want you guys to work on 4, 5, 6. And what I'm going to do, if I can make it small enough. I am going to put the answers up here so you know if you're doing it right. You can check the answers with what I have up here because I'm not concerned about answers. You want TikTok?
I am not.
For shame. There's a like section of TikTok talks
Yeah.
about like life hacks. I think I found a life hack. You ready for it?
I'm ready.
Where do you get your gas?
Typically at well,
So you know how they have this like the Wawa app?
Yeah.
So I put my money on the Wawa app, and then I go in and like kind of prepay for my gas. So I get points on my Wawa app and my credit card. And the other day, I got a notification from Wawa. They're like, oh, like here's a free reward for you. Surprise. And I click on it.
Okay.
Yeah, for free. Just for
I'm
gas.
getting a free now.
For free.
I didn't use my. I didn't use my wallet.
You just get
It's plastic, so I can't use it.
that's why I go in. I think. Because like I've been doing it a couple times. I got free bags and I get free like Wawa coffees here and there.
Well, yesterday was giving out.
Yeah. Which one?
Media.
Yeah, I'm not by that one. I live there. Did you get them all these? Okay.
I'll have to keep that in mind.
But today's not bad. Yeah, most of the stuff. You okay, guys? That's your brother. That's your mom. Oh. Oh, I forgot that. Well, how? Jack, you getting it? Probably negative one.
Oh, yeah.
That's negative one.
That makes sense.
How are you guys doing at home? Pretty good? Sophie, doing all right? Jordan, doing all right? Emma?
Yeah.
All right. All right, give you another couple minutes.
Did you create that hack or you saw it on TikTok?
No, I just figured it out. It's mind-blowing right now. Yeah. And two of them.
Like a ton of money.
It's like it's supposed to be 1 out of 10 people. You're left. Twice as many people. Are you after that? Not me.
Usually.
Either variable, Sophie. So we're looking for one of the variables to kind of be like the same number, either like if you look at number 4, do you see how the y's both have like a 6 in front of it?
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for. And then in 5, do you see how they both, like the x's both have a 4 in front of it?
Yeah.
That's what we're looking at.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so there's not going to be one variable that we always go for. It's going to be either or. All right, so let's look at number 4. Number 4, the y's are going to be the ones we get rid of because I have a positive 6 and a negative 6. Now they're opposites, so opposites add. So they cancel. 5x plus x is 6x. 50 plus negative 26 is 24. So we get x equals 4. Okay. Now I'm going to pick an equation to plug that back into. I like the top equation. I know the numbers are bigger, but I'm not going to have that negative 6. So I have 5x plus 6y equals 50. I'm going to take 4 and plug it in. So 5 times 4. I'm thinking to myself, it's 20. Okay. And then I'm going to subtract that 20 from both sides to give me 6y equals 30. And then divide by 6. And I get, 5. So my answer would be 4, 5. Now for number 5, I'm looking at this and I notice my x's are opposite. So I'm going to go ahead and add these two equations. Those cancel. Negative 9 plus negative 3 is negative 12. So I have negative 12y equals negative 21 plus 9 is negative 12. So y equals 1. Now I get to pick an equation here. And this one, I'm going to pick the bottom equation because it's smaller numbers, I guess. But just to also show you, it doesn't really matter which one I choose. Here, plug in the y. Negative 4x minus 3 times 1 equals 9. Negative 4x minus 3 equals 9. So I'm going to add 3. Negative 4x equals 12. And that gives me x equals negative 3. I'll give you guys a second to all right. And in number 6, we're going to go ahead and get rid of the 5s, but they're the same. So same subtract. The 5s cancel. All right, we have 2y minus negative 3y. 2 negatives make a positive, so that's really saying 2 plus 3, so that's 5y. Negative 28 minus negative 8, so that'd be negative 28 plus 8, that's negative 20. And That's going to give me y equals -4. Now, y equals -4, I'm actually going to choose the bottom equation. Why not? I'm going to replace y with -4. So 5x minus 3 times -4 equals -8. So 5x plus 12 equals -8. Subtract 12. 5x equals -20. X equals -4. So I got my answer of -4, -4. You guys okay with this? Not too bad, right? Straightforward. Okay. Can I erase this?